Alright people, hello, this is the Hotspur News. We've been off for quite a while, haven't we?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Last video got taken down because of copyright issues, but you know, it is what it is. Sorry there was not much Euro content. I mean, it was
Yeah,
kind of heartbreaking in the end, but
it
oh well.
was.
It was a really good tournament, I guess.
It was a great tournament.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, today we're doing the weekly roundup, episode 3, and I just realised it said episode 2. I need to change that, but yeah. So today we're going to be discussing, obviously, the international break, international roundup really, how the players did and how they did. And we're also going to talk about transfer rumours, and we're going to review yesterday's draw with Leyton Orient in the friendly. Which we won a trophy from, just saying, in the first game. But you know.
Yeah.
But
All right.
yeah, first of all, we're going to start with the international roundup. Obviously, me and Max supported England. It was a good tournament from England, but heartbreaking in the end.
Yeah.
So, yeah, what was your thoughts?
Listen, I mean, it was a great tournament. Better than the 2016 one by a long shot. There was many great games, and I'd say the Spurs players performed. The ones who were there. Obviously, Sissoko wasn't really included much. Like he was brought off the bench a couple of
To
times.
be fair, the only thing Sissoko done was actually do that shot against Switzerland. That was a
Yeah,
banging
yeah.
shot.
Kane scored 4 goals. He started off a bit sloppy. His first goal was against Germany. He's got 2 against Ukraine, goal against Denmark. So overall, like Kane had a pretty solid tournament. Looking at it, like 4 goals ain't too bad considering the form he was in at the start. I'm pretty certain Højbjerg was in the team of the tournament. Am I wrong?
Yeah, you're right. Højbjerg was in the team of the tournament, wasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely immense player. Like I pretty much watched all of Denmark's games after the group stage. So obviously we did a watch on for the Wales one when they won. What was it? 4-0.
4-0, I think, yeah.
4-0. Yeah, I watched the semi final. I watched the second half of their quarterfinal against Czech Republic.
Yeah, I did
Højbjerg
as
was
well.
immense in all 3 games and he deserves to be included in that team in the tournament.
And
Who
also
else
as
was?
well,
Who else
if we
was
go
there?
on, Lo Celso was very good
Oh,
for
Copa America.
Argentina.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he won the Copa America with them. He was immense for them. Also going to say, Sanchez was actually quite good for Colombia. I saw.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
like.
no one
Yeah,
gives a
yeah,
fuck.
yeah, yeah. To
But
be
you know,
honest, like I didn't pay much attention to the Copa America. I can't lie, but all I know is that Sanchez was good and bad. That's all I
I
know.
heard the Copa America was quite good this year. Just the final was a bit shit.
Yeah, it
But, you
is.
know.
To be honest, like I heard a lot of people talking about it, but I didn't really pay that much attention
But
because
yeah,
it's always between Brazil or Argentina.
I mean, on England, we would have taken a final at the beginning. Congratulations to
Oh,
Italy.
yeah.
Except for one player, you deserve to win that game.
Oh,
So
Chiellini.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, yeah. But to be
um,
honest, like, but from the start, Italy deserved it. Like, come on, let's be real. Like, people could be.
except from the first 20 minutes, let's be real. Like we got
I'm not
fucking.
going to be a biased England fan and say, oh yeah, like Chiellini deserved the red, but I'm going to be
He
real.
didn't deserve the
Italy.
red card. It's just how he acts. It pisses
I
me
don't
off.
know. I mean, Italy were the favourites from the first game when they beat Turkey 3-0. I mean, they
No,
have some brilliant players.
I'd say them and France. I said before to you to tournament, Italy, France were the two favourites.
Bro, like,
England.
I literally forgot Italy even existed because they didn't qualify for the World Cup.
Yeah.
I forgot they were even in the tournament.
I think
Like,
you do the predict? I think we didn't obviously do the predictions on here, but I had
Yeah.
Italy going to the semi-finals. I got 3 out of the 4, so big W.
yeah. I mean, Denmark were the dark horses. Like, people were saying Turkey were going to be the dark
Oh,
horses
Turkey,
before
what a
the
dark
tournament.
horse they were.
But
Got a clap.
Turkey were absolutely dog piss. Denmark were brilliant, especially after the whole Ericsson situation as well.
Yeah,
Like,
you got to give credit to Switzerland. Like Switzerland did very well. I think a lot of people doubted them after the group stage. Everyone thought they were going to get battered by France, and obviously that game's probably going to go down in history. It's one of the best ever.
that was game
comebacks
of the
in Euros.
tournament easily. That was game of
Yeah.
the tournament.
I think, it was just a mental game. I think
I would say
I don't
that
think.
in Croatia,
To be
Spain.
fair as well, if they probably never went down to 10 men against Spain, they probably would have gone on to win.
Yeah, true.
So yeah, I think it's just kind of lucky to only get to the quarter final.
Hmm.
Uh,
Literally, yeah, like I have no idea how Spain got to the semi-finals. Like to us, like I was
Spain,
watching
except
them.
from that semi-final, every single other game they weren't good.
Now, to us, like against Croatia, they were very good as well. But to be honest, like I was looking at Spain's games in the group stage, and I'm wondering, this team is absolutely terrible. Like if France, Belgium, Germany, England played them, beat them convincingly. But to be
Yeah.
honest, I think they should have beaten Italy. They didn't take their chances. Italy took their chance. Well, it was a
I
penalty, so it
mean, as
doesn't
well, we
penalty shootout.
forget Italy nearly went out to Austria, didn't they?
Mm.
In the round of 16. Literally, if
Yeah,
Marko
disallowed goal on
Arnautovic
Arnautovic.
had like shorter arm it has, then it probably would have.
Yeah.
Football may have come home.
I don't know.
But you know,
Next year, maybe. Next year.
next year. I think next year. I think obviously as an England fan, I think you would have taken a final at the beginning. Italy have been unbeaten for 2
It is
years.
coming home. We never said when, but it will be coming
Yeah.
home. We never said when.
Yeah, I think to be fair, final is progression. I think if we want to make more progression, which we have every year, then we have to go and win the World Cup next.
Mm. If you offered me a final before the Croatia game, I would have snapped your hand off. Like I would have
If
taken
you
a
offered me a
final.
final after the fucking Scotland game, oh mate, I would have snapped your hand off.
But yeah, like in terms of England, what was your favourite game of the tournament?
Oh, I think it's between the Denmark and Germany game, isn't it?
Oh, it's got to be Germany.
I'd say Denmark because of how it happened. I think.
I would say Germany because Germany were the favourites to win in that game.
Yeah.
And Muller missed a one-on-one. My heart was in my
I
arse.
said 2-0. I said 2-0 in the group chat, didn't I?
Yeah, you did say 2-0.
You
It was
said
only
1-0
1-1 as well. Yeah, I said 1-0 to Germany. Yeah.
But yeah, going on from the international roundup, we're going to talk about the game yesterday. Leyton Orient 1, Tottenham 1 in the Justin Edinburgh Cup, which, by the way, we did win. But you know. Yeah, even though
so embarrassing.
Yeah, you know. Yeah,
welcome back to Tottenham, guys. Can't wait for the season.
But yeah, what were your thoughts on yesterday? I mean, I watched the first half.
I watched about 30 minutes of it, and from what I saw, we were pretty decent. I mean, Noel John was my man of the match from looking at the game. Well, from looking at the bit that I saw live, like Noel John was making Harry Winks look like Fellaini.
Yeah,
like it was Noel John was ridiculous.
I thought Dane Scarlett, obviously.
He's got a big season, Dane Scarlett. I know that Nuno's going to play him more in the first team. He's going to. No, I'm pretty certain last season Mourinho said that next season.
He said it a couple of
in
weeks
the
ago.
first team.
He basically said Scarlett can go to the highest he can. He said he probably will make the World Cup squad in 2022. Like he's being like generally that serious. Like
if you like trust me, he is a serious baller. I mean, our first ever watch along was Wolfsburg, the 4-0 game, and he came on and got an assist. Instant impact.
A goal, to be fair.
Yeah, he had to us. Like Vinicius stole that goal off him, but but to be honest, looking at the stats last season, Scarlett absolutely balled out for the under 20. Was it 21s, 23s?
23s, I think. Yeah.
Or something like that. Yeah, basically balled out in the academy, got like 20 plus goals, and he is a very good man in front of goal. Like he is composed, and he took his goal very well yesterday.
Like I can't remember. I think We Are Tottenham TV said that like you've got players like Kane who 100% one-on-one are going to score. Like those top strikers, and if that happens, because Scarlett looked so composed when he finished that, and it's not an easy goal to score. Like that is quite a hard angle, and you look at like the goals he scored for the under 23s. He's a very composed player, so if he's one of those players that when he's one-on-one, you can guarantee he'll score at 16, and he's got such a huge future. I think he's generally an underrated youngster.
Well, he's got a big season ahead of him, so when he's played, hopefully he makes an impact. It's a big season for Scarlett. Noel John, very, very good upcoming player as well. I mean, to us, like, we were taking the piss when it came on against Wolfsburg, but being serious now, like he's actually a good baller. Like,
that turn for that shot was decent, to be fair.
Yeah.
As well, what's it? Ali as well. I want to talk about Ali because
He was played
I
in a
know,
deeper role. Like people said he was good, people said he was bad, but apparently he was played like further deeper.
but he's still though. Like I know he's been playing further deeper, but people saying you have a key role under Nuno. Nuno doesn't play Cam, and you saw yesterday. I don't think Ali will feature that much of the season. This might come to bite right into my arsehole, but like Ali is not gonna. I don't think he'll do well under Nuno. Like I think as well, and I think people said he's a fringe player. Like I know we've seen what Ali can do, but he's not done it for 3 years. Like we do
Yeah, I know,
seriously
yeah.
need to look at selling him because he seems like the fame got to him too much, and it's sad because Ali was probably like they talk about Foden and Mount being the two best English youngsters since Rooney, but you have to look at it. Ali's numbers. Ali's numbers say he was the best youngster back then.
If you take into account Ali's 16-17 season is miles ahead of Foden
Yeah.
last season, Mount a couple
18
seasons
goals.
ago.
Even
18
15,
goals.
16. 15, 16, what, 10 goals?
When he got double figures in goals and assists, he was 20?
No, he's 19 and 20. Like, that is crazy.
19, 20 years old. Same age as Saka back then, around the same age as Saka back then. And he got double figures in goals and assists. Like, if that doesn't scream one of the best seasons from a youngster in the last decade or so, I don't know what does. But that is levels above Foden's last season. I mean, Foden was a baller last season, don't get me wrong.
He just didn't
Probably
get enough
deserved to
play
win best
time.
young player. But Ali's 16-17 season, levels ahead. But since then, no, to be honest, he was good in 17-18. He was decent.
The thing is, we look at 17-18
Drops
as a
off after
failure
that.
because back then he dropped off and people are like, oh no, he's been shit this year. But yeah, he was still good. I think as well he had a lot of injuries. Look at obviously 18-19 he had that long injury, didn't he? 17-18 as well he had an injury. So yeah, but anyway, we're gonna
Looking at the squad, I'm looking at the squad last season. Who do you want like most to feature this season coming now?
What, except from Son and Kane?
No. So that's basically players who didn't feature much last season. Players like you know who
Yeah.
that you want to see feature this season more.
I like to see Doherty.
Yeah,
Doherty.
that's an
I'd say,
interesting.
La Celso. No, not really. I'd say Rodon, obviously, but I think that's everyone because I think
I
Rodon
think
has.
Bergwijn's a start because now Bale's going to go, isn't he? So
I think maybe, but I think Bergwijn. I think he needs a good run of games. He's not really had that at Tottenham. I think post lockdown he had a good run. I think between like.
you know what's with Stevie is that when he has a run of games, he performs very well.
Yeah, like I remember when we first signed him for like 3 or 4 games, he was our best player. I remember City, Aston Villa,
He scored against Wolves.
Leipzig we were shit and he was still quite good.
Scored against Wolves,
Chelsea as well. Yeah,
and he also scored.
Wolves. Yeah.
He scored the first game back against United.
Yeah, so like if that one counts, so 5 games in a row, he's very good, and that's 5 consistent games. And I think as well, looking back at the beginning of the season, yes, he didn't score, but he was good from from like September till like November. He was like him and Orient linked up really well on that right hand side.
Yeah.
I remember the Man United game, like his performance, and the City game, like his performance was so underrated because he just didn't get the goals. And the thing is, if Bergwijn can improve his finishing, and I generally think on
Yeah, trust me.
Nuno's made Jota to what he is now. He started off Jota. Pedro Neto, look what he's done to him. I have full confidence. The player that he'll probably improve the most is Bergwijn, because I think next season he has a big season ahead of him.
Once Bergwijn gets his own product pattern, he will be immense next season. I back it. But yeah.
Yeah. Now we're gonna obviously. Now we're gonna go on to the transfer rumours, and we're gonna discuss something. This might be quite a negative section, but obviously we've been linked with a couple of centre backs in the last couple of weeks. Don't know how to say his name. The young Wolfsburg centre back, Lax Korik, whatever his name is, plays for Wolfsburg. I think he's 20 years old.
Here we go. Spurs have made an inquiry for Wolfsburg centre back Maxence Lacroix or something.
Yeah, I'll go on to Kundo later, but I think he's quite. He's like a very. I think he'd be a very good centre back.
Someone commented interested FC.
Well, yeah.
It's true though. It's true.
Yeah, it's true. But I think Lecourak, obviously, I think Wolfsburg had the best defense in the Bundesliga last year, and I think they've already signed another centre back, haven't they?
I'm not entirely sure. Like, I haven't really kept up with transfer news recently. Ever since the final, I haven't really done so.
Yeah, so I saw that they signed another centre back, which is quite interesting because I think they're obviously probably looking to sell, and I think RB Leipzig they were interested in them. They were front runners, and they actually pulled out the deal.
Yeah.
So we basically got a front run for this guy, and he seems pretty good, and like he's quite tall. He seems quite built physically. So yeah, what's your thoughts on it?
How old is he?
He's 20, I think.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, like, the thing with centre backs is that I want experienced centre backs, not young centre backs, because we have Roden and Tanganga and players like that. We need experienced centre backs to give our back line a bit more experience. Like last season, we had Tanganga, Roden. Reguilon was still quite young. He's still quite young, isn't he, Reguilon?
Yeah,
He's like 24 or something, so he's still quite young. So basically, the problem with our defence that we have, the problem is that we have quite a lot of young defenders, like inexperienced defenders. And for example, the Newcastle game, we had Roden and Tanganga. You can't have that. There's no experience between the two.
And that cost us in that game. Look at the first.
Exactly. Yeah, that cost us the first goal. If you saw the highlights, obviously, or remember the game. We need experienced defenders. Obviously, centre back is a position we need to fill in. So at this point, I'll take any centre back as long as they've got quality. But I would prefer experienced ones.
Yeah, and I I think we are trying to get experience. I don't know how to say his name again. I'm sorry, but the Bologna set. I think he's a right back, but he's also a centre back. He's Japanese, and he seems
Tomiyasu.
Tomiyasu. There you go. We've not agreed a deal yet, but we've actually agreed personal terms.
That's good.
And we wanna. I think the bid is like they want 22 million, but we're offering 18 at the moment.
I've got the news here. According to Calcio Mercato, which is it's basically like Italian Sky Sports, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's kind of reliable. It says Tottenham's current offer for Takahiro Tomiyasu is 20 million euros plus bonus. However, Bologna are demanding 22 million plus bonus and will not accept anything less. The defender and Spurs have already agreed personal terms. This is where the problem lies, because Levy is never willing to spend the extra money needed to get the player. This is the situation.
The thing is with Levy though, Levy will probably get the player. Like let's be honest, 2 million off.
We need defenders.
It's 2 million off. Yeah, he will buy Tessamaru. I have confidence because it's quite early in the window. Like the stuff that he hasn't paid for have been quite late. So yeah, I think Tessamaru will come. I think he seems decent from his highlight reels, but Gedson Fernandez seemed decent from his highlight reels, and look how shit he was. But
I heard he was so good when he went to Galatasaray.
Yeah, but I think
heard he was their best player.
Prem quality, isn't he? So
yeah, he just wasn't made for it. I heard something about a swap deal between Ndombele and Aouar.
No, that's apparently bullshit. So
all right, yeah, fair enough. Thank God for that, because we can't let him go. I think Aouar
is a very, very good player, and I think he looks like Nuno. If he buys Aouar, he's so good. He's actually Winks, but like if Winks was sexy,
don't compare him to Winks. I beg you.
And like he is actually Winks. He's like it's like what Winks wants to be. Like he's
basically Winks for extra brain cells.
Yeah, and can pass forward.
There you go. Yeah.
But yeah. I think if we get Aouar, mate, our midfield is mad. We've got Lo Celso, Aouar, Højbjerg, and Ndombele. That is good. That's very good options though.
And then Winks.
Yeah. I mean Sissoko as well, but the GOAT can't play every game. To be fair, it's too hard on the opposition, But yeah, I think that's good. Also Oliver Skip as well. So that I
Yes,
think
yes, yes,
from
yes.
where we were 2 years ago, I think that midfield has become a lots more better.
Mm.
And I think that's what you
I'm
have to
just saying,
credit Levy for investing.
I cannot wait to see. I cannot wait to see Oliver Skip back in action.
Yeah,
I cannot
that's
wait
going
to
to be
see him.
very, very interesting. But we've gone to anyway. Also, Gorlini, or whatever his name is, the Atalanta goalkeeper. Apparently, we've agreed personal terms, and Atalanta and Spurs are looking at getting a deal done very soon. So, what's also your thoughts on that?
Well, goalkeeper.
Yeah,
Who's
I
he play
think
for?
he's
Atalanta.
Atalanta, Gorlini. I can't
I
remember
think
how
I
you pronounce
watched him in the Champions League, and he
Yeah,
seems pretty good. He's quite tall, isn't he?
yeah.
Like, now to be honest, I think getting a goalkeeper is a good idea because I'm sorry, I can't have Joe Hart as my backup keeper. I'm sorry, like,
I mean, as well, to be fair, he's probably just doing it because we've literally got two goalkeepers. Because
yeah,
Gazaniga's gone on.
Gazaniga's gone, isn't he? To
Yeah, he's gone on a
old
free. I
channel.
think no one's actually realised that. Yeah, but
If
I don't know
like,
why.
listen,
Like
I'm just
Gazaniga
saying,
was a
yeah.
good keeper. I don't know why we let him go. It was better than
Listen, I'm just saying, if we're to get Champions League next season, I can't have Joe Hart as the backup keeper. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He's a great leader and he's a great influence in the change rooms. But I'm sorry, but like, if we're to get
Like the thing
Champions
is,
League,
as well, weirdly, Lloris is kind of injury prone because he always seems to get injured at points. Like I
mm,
remember 16,
he passes
17,
prime. Isn't
he got injured in August. In 18, 19, he got injured at the beginning of the season, and then 19, 20, he was out for a really, really long time.
Yeah, the Brighton thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
That
that
was bad.
muster. Yeah,
That
that
was
was
bad.
bad. That was like shit on. But we don't want to talk about that game, but you know. But anyway, also Jules Koundé, we can go on to as well.
Oh, please, please.
Um, I mean, it's very, very unlikely. This is probably going to have to be one of those transfers where another player goes to another club and then another
It's
player
like a
goes to another
Dybala
club
thing,
for
isn't it?
him to
Where you just
actually
got
come to
hope.
Spurs.
It's
Yeah,
like a
the
Dybala
thing
thing. You
is,
just
we're
got
going to
hope.
need like a domino effect for this to actually happen. So
Yeah.
we're probably going to need Varane to extend his deal,
Mm.
Chiellini to go to Real Madrid,
Yeah.
and then Koundé to choose us. Basically, no one else come in for him. And we're probably
Mm.
going to need Chelsea to buy another centre back as well. So it's very, very unlikely. I'm not really hopeful, but I
Mm.
mean, we've already agreed a fee. I
I mean,
and
this is what Fabrizio said 3 days ago. There's still the same feeling around Jules Koundé and Tottenham since 1 week. No optimism. Sevilla are open to sell Koundé for an important bid, and relationship with Spurs is great. The deal is not progressing, so kind of slow.
yeah, and I think we've kind of got to deal with the Varane thing. I saw Varane linked with us, and I'm sorry, yeah, if you generally believe that, you are spiriting Anakin. You're actually worse than him because he probably doesn't even believe that shit. So
Spurs actually offered 30 mil and Sanchez.
if we get that done deal, if we get the
Imagine
deal
that.
done, that would
I'll,
be so sick.
I'm gonna have a lovely wank if we get that deal done.
Yeah, and I think we're probably gonna buy another centre back. That's the idea. Which I mean we do need.
I'll take Toby for one more season,
Yeah,
and
I would
until
as
he's
well.
gone. We
I
need to
agree with
start
you.
Roden next season. We need to start Roden. Like he
I
was
think
amazing.
next season. Okay, this has kind of changed. I think now we're gonna look at our personal 11s. So apparently as well, I'll put this in as well. The Danny Ings rumours. There's kind of two things with Danny Ings rumours. It looks like Nuno's probably going to play two up front next year. Because that's what it's stated that he wants to make Danny Ings a top priority because he wants to play two strikers up front. So like, what's your thoughts on that? Because I don't think I generally hate seeing that. But
Mm.
I don't get the idea with Danny Ings because we've already got Sonny who can play there.
So I'm saying 4-4-2.
It'll probably be a three back or 4-4-2.
Oh yeah, that's a shout because I'm pretty certain Nuno played three at the back at Wolves.
Yeah, so it'd probably be like a five. No, it'd be a three. 1, 2, 3, 4. It'd probably be a
3, 2, 9, 6, 7, 8, 4.
3-4-2-2. It'd be a 3-4-2-2. What the fuck that means, but you know, a 3-4-2-2. So that's
Mm.
like three centre backs, two wing backs,
Yeah.
two things, and then two wingers. Yeah. So I'd say in goal, probably Lloris. Right back, probably Matt Doherty.
Yeah, put Dirty in there next
And
season.
I'd say Tossemaya, Roden, the
Toss him
Wolfsburg centre back. I don't know how to say his name. Allow me.
Tommy
But you
Yasu.
know,
Tossamaya.
who the fuck is this?
Welcome back to the Hotspur News, ladies and gentlemen.
What did you think of the 1-1?
His name's... Well, your name's Tommy. Pipe it down. Pipe down, man.
What did you think of the 1-1? I
Come
didn't
on, said
really
his
care,
name's...
to be fair.
Come on, said his surname's Baker. Allow it. Don't even chat to me.
So the next one is, so you got like Skorak, Reguilon, Doherty, and then you got two midfielders will probably be like Højbjerg
And in Ndombele.
no, Double or Awa.
Nah, in
One of
Ndombele.
them
I've got to have
two.
Ndombele.
I
I
think
like,
Ndombele.
listen, I'm saying there's no way we're having Ndombele and Awa at Spurs. We're not having both of them. There's no way.
Well, I mean,
If we're going to
maybe.
get Awa, it's going to be a swap deal. Simple as that. We're not
I
getting
don't
both.
think. No, I think apparently they want just 20 million for him, and I was open to the move to the Premier League.
Shut up. No.
So
But that's
yeah.
got to be
Have you not
BS.
seen
He's
him?
way better than 20 mil.
No,
He's
because
way better.
Leon want to sell players, and they priced them at 20 million. So.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. But if Ndombele is 60 million, how much is Awa? He's not 20.
Probably
I'd say around the same.
50, 55.
Yeah, 50, 55. Maybe Ndombele's got a bit more skill in him, but Awa is just as good. I'm saying that.
I think as well. But the thing is, like, I can see why, because I think Leon have suffered a lot from the COVID pandemic, and obviously when we bought Ndombele, it was before the COVID pandemic, and they do need to make money quite quick. So I can see 20 million being realistic, but I think
Yeah.
like we're gonna. I don't think there'll be any competition with him, because I think Arsenal put a bid in and they said they're not going to up the price, and Leon have already rejected it. So we're basically at the front queue for this player.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but anyways, going into some transfer news around the Premier League, not just Spurs. Arsenal signed Nuno Tavares. Is a young left back for who is it? Benfica. Oh no, was it Benfica?
Yeah, Benfica.
Yeah, Benfica. Yeah, a young left back. Well, he scored in his debut actually, I think, against Rangers.
Yeah.
He took
That
it
means
well,
he's the best left back in the world, but you know.
and I'm pretty certain Chelsea are lining up a bid for Lewandowski.
Oh, is it? Yeah, they're not buying him.
50 million.
No, that's
Oh,
never
God.
happening. Fucking Lewandowski.
That's
I
never.
swear.
Do you really think they're gonna accept 50?
Bayern. Oh my god. I mean, I think Chelsea can smack you on the 4th.
Chelsea gonna smack you on the
I
4th.
swear that's a pre-season game as well.
That's a pre-season game. I don't give a shit if they. I don't give a shit if we lose 5-0. I don't care. Tommy Baker.
You know what?
Shush, man.
If Dane
Anyways,
Scarlett scores and we lose 7-1, I'll celebrate.
Yeah. I know the meme. Mark Goldbridge scores to make it 6-1, and the players start doing like the dance and shit. That's gonna be that's what's happening against Chelsea.
Yeah.
We're gonna be losing 5-0. Eric Dyer scores in the last minute, and then in front of the fans, they just do this. Just taking the piss. But anyways, Everton are close to signing Andros Townsend on a free transfer. Andy Carroll set to leave Newcastle. And Lingard is part of Man United next season.
Legend, Andy Carroll.
Tottenham transfer rumours. Matthew Hopp from Schalke is one of the few players Tottenham have been linked to. Is he the right choice?
Who the fuck is that, by the way?
I have no idea. He plays for Schalke. Oh yeah, the Ben White thing, innit?
Oh, yeah.
Former 50 million pounds. What do you think of that? 50 million.
I've said this before. I think he's good. I think
He's good, isn't it? But come on,
50 million is a bit.
like I'm sorry.
Like, even Brighton fans just don't care because they've got 50 million. They probably get that much for them.
I mean, don't get me
even
wrong.
when he's as good as he is, like Brighton fans would probably still get 50 million for him in like freaking 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, right. Listen,
So
don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Ben White is a very good defender. I've seen him at Brighton. I've watched a few Brighton games this season.
Yeah.
He was good in all of them. He was good in like the warm-up games for the Euros. He's only 23 years old. But 50 million, once again, just shows the English bias, as we like to call it.
As well, you've got players like Skorik, who were like 20 million. who
Yeah.
you can sign for. You've got players like Tusanayu, who's like 22 million, which is mental. So I think really, I think he'll be good for Arsenal, but I think
Yeah.
he's
50 million,
not a
though.
50 million player. Like
Yeah.
50
Well, it
million
says
player.
here, according to Athletic, which is tier 1 source, they're pretty
No, the
reliable.
Athletic, I think this a bit. They
No.
they're good with some things, and then some things they kind of bullshit on. But like they're more. I think they're a 2-2, but you know.
Okay, kind of reliable then. Kind of reliable source. Kind of reliable. According to Athletic, Arsenal have reached an agreement in principle with Brighton for the transfer of Ben White, and the agreement is subject to a medical, with the fee understood to be in the region of £50 million. Unreal.
Yeah, English biased. But you know, I'm trying to think. I mean, from the transfer rumors and stuff, like, what's your like? Are you hopeful about the season at all, or no?
Oh,
I
no,
mean,
to be honest, no. Like, I'm saying
you
yes
can
because
be
of
honest. You can be honest.
I'm switching between both. I'm saying yes because I'm excited about Nuno's ideas and and players like Scarlett coming through. Bergwijn's going to feature more. Like Son's going to be raring to go, and Domble's going to be back in starting 11. Højbjerg's going to be back from an incredible Euro tournament. But looking at what the other clubs around us are doing.
Do you want me
United
to
have
be
got
real?
Sancho, and they're close to Varane as well. If United get Varane, we are finished when we play them. We are finished.
Yeah, 6-1's not happening again.
Yeah,
But you
that's
know,
never happened.
what's it? I'll be real with you. I know it's gonna shock people. I don't think Nuno will be there in a year. Like I've thought about it. I don't think he's gonna be there in a year. I do back him, but
It's a
I
2 year
don't
deal.
see. I don't see us even getting top 6 next year. I'll be real with you. I think from what Arsenal have already done and look that they're doing, they're not going to have European football next year. You have to remember,
Yeah.
we've got Europa Conference League, which I think yes we may want to win it, but like it's going to be a bit of a hindrance. I think.
I mean, winning that competition guarantees Europa League next year, but I want top 4. I don't care about that Conference League.
Yeah, I don't think. I think next year if we get 5th, I think that's progression.
I'll be gassed with fifth. I'm telling you, I'll be gassed
Because
with
I
fifth.
think this year the top 4 is going to be so like
Yeah. I
fucked.
think the title race. I think the title race is going to be very close next year. I said
I
the
think
top 4 is City, United, Liverpool, Chelsea. We already know that.
I don't know. I think Liverpool at the end of the season, I think it might be like Liverpool are literally like 10 points or like 5 points between 5th and like 3 or 4 points like below like Man U, Chelsea or Liverpool.
But remember,
Oh, Man U, Chelsea or
Liverpool have
City.
got Van Dijk coming back, and they got Canate.
You know what I find? I think Wijnaldum's going to be a huge loss for them. I think he will because I think
Yes, he was
he's a
very good.
big part of their team, and I think as well you have to look at what have Liverpool done really in this transfer window. You could say the same thing about Chelsea, but look, Chelsea probably haven't started off yet. Chelsea are going to probably sign a big name striker.
Yeah, I know that. Chelsea will sign
And
someone good.
maybe I've said this before. This is going to shock a lot of people. I don't think City will win the league next year. I think they're
To be honest,
probably not
I
going to
agree with
get.
you.
I don't think a false nine is going to work next year. I think what might happen is they might focus more on the Champions League because I think they've come so close. They've got that experience now. I don't think they'll win the Champions League, but they can go far in it again.
Call me deluded, yeah. Call me deluded all you want. But if they get Varane, I can see United winning it.
I agree with you. I think it depends what Chelsea do.
Just listen to the starting 11 with their new startings, right? De Gea in goal, Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, Varane, Luke Shaw. What's funny?
Nothing. Nothing.
Oh, Maguire. Hey, I love Maguire. Yeah, right. Pogba and McTominay. Maybe they need another C. That's what I think they need another CDM. But Pogba insert CDM.
They're getting Camavinga, isn't it?
And
Apparently
then
as well.
Bruno, and then a front 3 of Rashford, Sancho, Cavani.
I think at the beginning of the season, I don't know. You know what it is? I think if they still need a big name striker, and I think Rashford's going to be out for like October. Like I can't see Cavani because I think he needs that. Because I think Rashford, I don't think the reason why he didn't really do well in the Euros is because
He
he
didn't
didn't
play, did he?
really have that. Yeah, he played, but I knew from the minute he stepped up to that penalty he was missing. Like,
So
I could
he's
tell
run up,
because
yeah.
he was he's so tired. The fucking run up was just gave me
Eight.
cancer. Yeah, and like I know the racist abuse isn't that bad, but he was kind of the fault for like what happened. Like, not for the racist abuse, but for like us losing. But you know,
Well, yeah. Well, he missed
yeah,
the penalty.
I think because he started off the free. But you know,
Yeah.
um,
Like literally, Rashford and Sancho. Like, I don't understand. Like, why did these players do these stuttery, fancy run-ups? Like,
and look at
literally just
Maguire.
walk up
Look
to
at
it and
Max.
scoop it in the
Like
goal.
literally. Like Maguire, I'm not even joking, but like
Exactly. Yeah.
Maguire,
Yeah.
like
You know
just
what I mean? Like, do a
booted the
Maguire
ball.
goal.
He broke the
Literally, just
fucking
walk
canvas.
up to it and swat it in.
Yeah.
Do a Maguire penalty.
Yeah, but anyway, I don't want to talk about England because
Yeah,
right now we were 1-0 up at this stage a week ago,
Yeah, fucking
which is
good.
depressing. But you know,
Back to Scotland. Oh no, wrong side.
you missed the badge, fucking hell.
Yeah. Team of Werner and that
Team
meme
of
misses the
Werner
badge.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
that it?
Yeah. No, we're not finished yet. But what the fuck are we talking about? Yeah. I think. You know what? I think if Chelsea, I mean, it does look kind of likely they won't do a lot this transfer window. I mean, actually, to be fair, Chelsea don't really have to do that much. They just have to get a huge, big name striker.
Yeah, I was about to say all Chelsea need is a striker, and they're sorted. If they get Haaland,
Maybe a backup midfielder, possibly, or
like
another
who?
centre back.
They've got Jorginho, Kante, and
Yeah, true. Maybe
Havertz.
another centre back because they've got not a lot of depth in that centre back role.
Christensen,
If Zuma
Thiago
goes, then they've
Silva,
got.
Thiago Silva, Rudiger, Zuma, Christensen.
Yeah,
I
but
don't think
Zuma
they need
apparently
a
is leaving as well, so I
Yeah, but
don't
still
know.
got Christensen. Who's
Yeah, but that's
decent.
the only one, I guess. But I think as well. United, I think people look at them and say that squad is brilliant, but like you've got Cavani, who yes is a very good striker, but he missed 20 games last season, I believe.
Yeah.
I know he scored 9 goals, but like you're gonna need someone who's consistently playing. I don't think that's gonna come from Martial. I think if United win the league, it's gonna be Martial has the season of his fucking life. That's what's gonna happen because Rashford's gonna be out until October.
Yeah.
Sancho will probably start off the season well.
He'll do a Dan James. Like he'll start off really well, then just fall off on a
I
tangent.
don't think he'll flop. I think he'll just go a bit in the distance, and then people will say, "Oh, he's a flop," when he's not really.
I can see it. Like, I'll tell you what, my prediction, like, I mean, so it's like my prediction goes wrong, then it goes wrong. But I can see it being similar to the Pepe signing. Underrated player, but just too much money. I can just see it being one of them ones again.
Yeah, but I can see why they paid that much for Sancho. The difference with Pepe is Pepe was
He was actually
had
like
one
50 mil,
good
wasn't he?
season. Pepe had one good season. Sancho's had 3 or 4 really good seasons.
I swear Pepe's
Dortmund.
price tag was like 50 mil.
No,
But Arsenal, for some reason, paid 72.
yeah, I know. But yeah, probably was 70 or something. But you know, yeah, I think next year, I'd say dark horses. I'd say I really like the idea of Crystal Palace. I think they next season, and I know not a lot of people are not gonna agree with me, but look at the signings they're making. They got Guichi, who's very
I've
good
never
in
heard of any of them.
Olise, who was very good at Reading last year for 8
Yeah,
million. which is
keyword, Reading. That's a key
What
word.
Reading was that word? But you know, I think they're good signings from the Championship, and obviously the last couple of years you've seen players who've stepped up.
Keyword again, Championship.
Yeah, but to be fair, I think Palace, people are not expecting them to do well next year. I think they've got some good players. They've got good players in their team. I think you've got a front four of like Elise, Benteke.
Who's their new manager? Is it Vieira?
I think he did well at Nice, except from his last season. He did well in America, and I mean that is America, but you know, he seems to do well when he starts
Freaking
off.
rare, dude.
Liam probably taught him a couple tricks, but you know. But you know, I think Palace will probably. I think they could come like challenge top 10 next year. Or
I can
maybe
see
still
Everton
West
finishing
Ham.
the bottom half.
I could. I think if you're signing Damari Gray, Andros Townsend, and Asmir Begovic, that is a fucking fire transfer window.
And James Rodriguez spent more time in a hospital.
And now they've got Guilty Sigurdsson, but you know, on his way to jail. But you know, winning the Champions League and the Premier League. Are you sure? Because I think a certain name called. We should actually discuss this.
Wait, hang on. Put that comment back on there. Is his name Max Hazard? That's incredible. I love that.
That's such
No. I put it back up. I want to take a picture of that.
Send it to me.
That's so good. I love that. How is his name? That's Tommy Baker, isn't it? That's the same geezer. That's Tommy Baker.
But yeah, we can go on about PSG as well. I think generally, no, actually, I don't really want to talk about it. But underachievers, I think people are gassing up Brentford as well. I can't see Brentford doing well.
I mean,
what they have. I know it's your local team and you're gonna have a little bit of bias, but like
Spurs Brentford's going to be a tough watch along. I'll tell you that. Spurs Brentford's going to be a difficult watch along.
I think I can't see Brentford doing that well this year.
When they got promoted, I was thinking, are Brentford going to do a Sheffield United, do really well in their first season, then drop off the season after?
I don't think they will. I think that's going to be more with Norwich. I think Norwich this year are very interesting.
Norwich are finishing last.
No, if you look at that, Norwich have a good team this year. I think they've made some good transfers. Billy Gilmore, Rashica has been decent. I know they've lost
true, but they've lost their key man.
I think they're signing Adam Armstrong as well, who's actually a decent player. So they've
when
replaced him with good
players.
I mean, they've got good players. They've got like Todd Cantwell.
I'll tell you what, I can see Villa finishing top half again.
Villa are very, very. I think Villa.
They're
it's
underrated.
It's going to be more this year. There's going to be a top 4 in England. Then there's going to be another 4. So the top 4 is going to be Man United, Chelsea, City, Liverpool, and then below that will be teams fighting for Europa League. So I think that's going to be.
I think 5th to 8th. I think 5th to 8th is going to be Leicester, Tottenham. Who are you just talking about? Oh yeah, Villa, Arsenal. Those are the 4.
I think it's going to be Leicester, Arsenal, Aston Villa, Tottenham. No, with the transfers right now, I'm basing it off the squads right now. Like, I can't
see Arsenal finishing above us again. I can't see it happening.
You know what it is? They don't have European football this year. It's different. Like, I can see them this year being progressing in the league. I think they're not even done with their summer really. I think if they can, I don't think they're gonna get Locatelli. I think.
Oh no way! There's no way.
He said he'll stay at Sassuolo if he doesn't go to Juventus. So he's definitely not going. I think
if Locatelli goes to Arsenal, I'll literally buy 100 Zooks.
Actually, to be fair, if I look at the transfers, I think Leicester. I think if any of the top 4 drop out and they have a crap season, I think Leicester might sneak in.
The last couple of seasons we've noticed that Leicester never finish well. They start off good, then they just drop off at the end of the season.
Yeah, I think maybe that might. I don't think they'll be far away from the Champions League spots, but I don't think they'll be very near. I think this year there's been like a golden Corey. What so? Wait, what?
What MS? This guy is waffling. Bro.
What? Whoa.
Well, he's a Chelsea fan, isn't it? So like, you can't really So I guess you have no words for it. But
talking about
he's
Spurs,
a Chelsea fan. Also, his name's Tommy. So say no.
But yeah.
Right, I think that's going to wrap it up.
Yeah.
45 minutes.
Obviously, we'll talk about what we're going to do for the summer.
Let us know.
Let
us know if you want us to do any pre-season watch-alongs.
We might do fan cams as well. To be fair, if anyone's going.
Maybe. Well, the watch-alongs are not. No, to be honest, I think it's going to be watch-alongs because it's full capacity for the home games now, isn't it?
Yeah,
next
the
season.
whole home game. So we may,
And I've got a season
uh,
ticket.
yeah, but
The
yeah,
away games will probably do it.
the away games will probably do watch-alongs.
Home games not as much.
Yeah, the home games will probably be more match day vlogs, and then away games will be more
Yeah.
just doing that. Max has a lazy eye, said England. But yeah, we'll talk about.
I don't even care anymore. It's just
Talk
it's
about,
funny, isn't it?
we'll talk about more later nearer to the season. But yeah, anyway,
Yeah.
we'll see you guys later. Yeah, bye bye.